Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new to our channel, my name is Angie and along with my beautiful family we're sharing our memory with you. Oh, got lots of lights. Today I'm going to share a recipe with you which is a very traditional Australian recipe. Tomorrow is ANZAC Day. ANZAC Day in Australia represents Australian and New Zealand soldiers who fought at Gallipoli in 1915. A lot of Australian and New Zealand soldiers died along with Turkish soldiers, and tomorrow is the anniversary of that day. And every year my dad marches. My dad is ex-Navy. He was in the Royal Australian Navy from the early 60s to 1970s. I think he did about 9 years in the Navy. So he marches every year with his medals, and out of respect for him we go watch. And every year one of the kids marches with him. Now, last year Lucy marched, and I'll share some photos of that a bit later. This year it's her cousin Jake who will be marching tomorrow, and I will share our ANZAC Day march video tomorrow. But today we're getting ready for ANZAC Day and we're going to cook some ANZAC biscuits. So our ANZAC biscuits have no egg, no milk. So what these ANZAC biscuits were actually made by families of soldiers and sent over during the war. They could travel for months and months and months to get to the soldiers and they were still fine. So the only really non-dry ingredient, well, there's two ingredients that aren't dry. There's butter and golden syrup, and there's also some boiling water, which we'll get to shortly. So without anything else, let's get started. I will share the recipe in the description a bit later, and at the end of the video after I finish cooking, I'll share some memories of our ANZAC days past. Okay, all right, let's get going. All right, so you need your bowl, and we need 1 cup of plain flour. 1 cup of plain flour, 1 cup of sugar. I am going to use white sugar, but brown sugar also works and is quite yummy. So I've just realised I used 3/4 cup measuring cup before, and now I'm using a 1/2 cup. I'm not sure where my 1 cup one's gone. It's disappeared. We'll find it. I think I used it with my family daycare kids the other day. It'll turn up. Okay, 1 cup of rolled oats. I always put a little bit more in. The more the merrier. 3/4 of a cup of coconut. I've shredded here, but usually I use desiccated. It doesn't really matter. Pop the coconut in. This one's my 3/4 cup, so one of those. Okay, that's all my dry ingredients. I'm just going to give that a stir, mix that through, and then I'm going to take you over to the stove where we are going to melt our butter and our golden syrup. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Okay, so I'm going to put my pan on the hot plate, and I'm going to add my butter. Okay, the butter's going to start melting. And in with the butter, we are going to put 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. 1. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to melt that until it's all in a liquid. Break down the butter, give it a good stir. Bring it closer so you can see how it's going in there. Alright, while that's melting, I'm just going to go and boil the kettle to get some boiling water, and I'll explain why in a minute. So our next thing, we're going to get a cup and we're going to get a teaspoon of carb soda, bicarbonate soda. Just 1 small teaspoon into a cup. Into that, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of boiling water. 1, 2. I'm going to give that a stir and then turn you back over this way. I'm going to add that to our mixture and it's going to froth up very nicely. Okay, and we're going to take this over to our bowl and we are going to add it to our bowl. And we're going to mix that through into our dry ingredients. Sometimes it froths up a fair bit like that, sometimes it doesn't. I think it depends on the heat of your butter and your golden syrup. So we're going to mix that through till all of our golden dry ingredients are wet. Okay. Alright, so there's our mixture. We're going to get some trays ready now and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back. I've got a tray. I've got some baking paper. And I'm just going to get small handfuls with my bare hands, clean obviously, roll them into a ball and pop them onto the tray. Whilst I'm doing this, I have got my oven heating to 160 degrees Celsius. I apologise for our American friends. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'm sure you can look up the difference. I'm going to pop all of these mixtures out. Probably get 2 trays worth in this lot. Obviously the smaller you do them, the more you get, and the bigger you do them, the less you get. Okay, so that's that tray done. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop both these trays in the oven, 160, for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just watch for them to be golden brown, and then they can come out and sit for about 5 minutes to cool down, and they should be right. Okay. Okay, so they have cooled down, and as you can see, they have flattened a little bit. Whoa, it's flying away. Let's see. So they have flattened a little bit as they've cooled. Okay, you can leave them a little bit longer in the oven to become harder. My family likes them chewy. There are 2 different ways of having them. It doesn't matter, it's just preference. So if you're going to give this a try both ways, see what you like. Everybody's different, but I'm going to have a try now. Oh, it broke. Oh, so nice. I really don't make these often enough for how much my family enjoys them. Now, before I go, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all servicemen across the world for your service to your country, because I don't think anybody that doesn't live it understands how much you miss out on. Birthdays, weddings, Christmases, all that sort of stuff that you don't get to be involved in with your family, because you are helping to for us to have our freedom, basically. So thank you. Thank you from my family to yours for everything that you do. We truly, truly do appreciate it. And I'm going to follow on here before I go, just with some of our memories of ANZAC days past, of my dad marching. Lucy marched with him last year. I'll show a little bit of that, a little bit of footage of that. It's just an amazing day, and it's a day that no other country celebrates today, or tomorrow, sorry. No other country celebrates ANZAC Day other than us and New Zealand. So we do Remembrance Day along with all other countries around the world in November, but today is truly our special Australian Remembrance Day. So happy Anzac Day to everybody. Happy Anzac Day to our diggers, which is the Australian nickname for our soldiers. Air Force, Navy, Army, which are what Australian ones, Marine, which if you're in the United States. Just thank you. Thank you from us. God bless.